or a psychiatrist, so I don't treat the trauma itself, right? So that happened in the past, and it happened. And that doesn't, okay, I don't want to say that. When an event happens, and let's just say it's a trauma or a significant event, okay? It happens, and now it's in the past because you've moved on to this space. And what has happened is you are now dragging along with you meaning, thoughts, feelings from that experience. You are dragging that around with you everywhere you go. It's like having a boulder behind you with rope around it, and you've got it pulled over your shoulder, and you're just dragging this thing everywhere you go. And anxiety in and of itself, you guys, isn't a terrible thing, okay? The anxiety itself it's a signal telling you, hey, there's something here that needs to be addressed. Something here needs to be understood, maybe dissected, it needs to be evaluated. Wisdom, learning, and teachings need to be pulled out of it, for sure. Maybe new meaning needs to be made. And where we get caught up is we just keep reliving the experience. We don't extract the wisdom. We don't make new meaning. We don't understand the learnings. We can't close it out. So there's no closure because we're too busy reliving the experience over and over and over. How can you have closure when you are reliving it constantly? You can't have closure. It's like watching a movie that just keeps repeating itself. As soon as it ends, it starts back at the beginning, and you're complaining about how you don't understand why the TV won't turn off, you know? I can't think about anything but this movie, but I'm participating in it. I mean, this is how the brain works. Whatever dominates your thinking plays out in your living reality. If you sit in front of a TV and watch the same movie over and over and over and over, there's not room for much more. So when you do finally leave the TV, maybe you find yourself reciting all the lines from that movie. I'm not good enough. I don't deserve this. Nothing's ever going to be good enough for me. And then when you're trying to do other things in your life, that movie's still playing in your head because now you've literally kind of brainwashed yourself into it. And that's what it's like when you carry that around. So when I'm helping people, thanks for all the hearts, you guys. I appreciate that. When I'm helping people to move past these things, to overcome these things, to make new meaning, to see it from a different perspective, right? To sever that bridge, that connection, and to change their identity. It's the beginning of that. So that, before maybe you said, I'm an anxious person, and now it's something else. I'm the type of person who values self-evaluation first instead of going zero to anxiety, So betrayal trauma, what I help people with is to help them to see the betrayal and so that they feel it differently. Yeah, it is difficult to let it go, especially when we're trying to do it on our own, because we think, oh, I'm going to let it go. But then you have this feeling like, oh, I'm scared to let it go. Those are all signs that something needs to be seen here. Something needs to be addressed, and you haven't addressed it. So you just keep pulling yourself back into it, and you keep reliving it. And you're stuck in a cycle, and you're stuck in this cycle so far that you don't realize you can't evaluate it anymore. You're so stuck in the cycle, you can't see clearly. So there's no room for evaluation.